Well, looking at this chart, as the hemoglobin A1C numbers increase, brain shrinkage increases too. So do you see here that, again, we don't want to wait until a certain point. We don't want to look at it as a black and white situation. We want to understand that the better we can do with our blood sugar, the less our brain is going to shrink. We don't want our brain shrinking because Here's another study. It says that lower naturally occurring total cholesterol levels are associated with poor performance on cognitive measures, which placed high demand on abstract reasoning, attention and concentration, word fluency, and executive function. So for people who have low cholesterol levels, they actually find thinking a lot more difficult than someone who has good cholesterol levels. So can you see how the biochemical in this example, how the biochemical balance of what we're talking about here, cholesterol, can actually affect the way we think? The other pillar for neurological health, the mental, emotional, spiritual, right? But some of the research shows that choline during pregnancy gives offspring better memory recall and learning ability. So making sure that there's this nutrient to support the nervous system of the offspring, it helps with their cognitive abilities. And a lot of these effects are seen right into old age. So very important we get good doses of phosphatidylcholine to build a nervous system. A lot of people experience some really great effects from magnesium. A lot of people are deficient with magnesium, but they find that sometimes magnesium can really help relax them, and this might be one of the mechanisms. So we need those nutrients as cofactors for GABA. It can go down another pathway called the kynurenin pathway. And the kynurenin pathway, for the sake of our discussion at this moment, is not the serotonin pathway. So instead of tryptophan getting converted into a very important neurotransmitter for happiness and feeling good, it gets converted into this substance called kynurenin. And cortisol. So the point of this chart really is to show how high the relapse rates are for many of these drugs that we call antidepressants. They're staggering. And that's because we're not looking at the body as a whole. We're not taking everything into account. Now, describing diminished elderly brain function as senior moments ignores the fact that brain degeneration is not a normal process of aging. You know, the brain should maintain full function until death. And many people do. There are many elderly people who have all their faculties, who are sharp, who are quick, and actually improving as they age. Remember earlier in course, we looked at brain plasticity, and a little test we can do is, do you remember things better and learn things better than you did 5 years ago? Well, there are many elderly